Dear students, let's start the fourth portion of the history chapter of ninth class, Nazism and Rise of Hitler. The title is Youth in the Nazi Germany. It means the young people, the students, the adolescent age, children, and what was the policy of Hitler for them. Hitler wanted a strong society based on his ideological order, Nazi society established by the teaching the children with the Nazi ideology, and he required to control over the children both inside and outside the school. It means he want to control the curriculum, the syllabus, the content, subject material, whatever it was delivered in schooling, and also what should be the conduct outside of school and the family in the society. It is also the major plan to dictate or discipline the children's as they want, as the Hitler want. Then we see that what happened in the school under the Nazism. All school were cleaned to make that purified. It means all the teachers, students, they are looking like Jews or belong from Jews, the politically unreliable or undesirable, dismissed and get out from. And children were first strengthened to German and Jews could not be sit together, and subsequently undesirable children, Jews or physically handicapped, gypsy, or it means the nomadic people. Finally, in 1940, they are taken out to the gas chamber, and at the mid time, the a good German children means they subjected to a process of Nazi schooling, and a prolonged period of ideological training, what kind of their behavior should required by the party, and written a very racial science or subject matter, Nazi ideas on the race. We were already studied that children were taught to be loyal to the and submissive, and hate Jews and worship Hitler. And the function of sports to be nurture the spirit of violence. So the aggressive type of games were promoted. Hitler believed the boxing is a suitable game for children to make steel-hearted, strong, and masculine. So this was the grand plan of Hitler to make nourish their children as for fulfilling its purpose. The youth organizations were made for the responsible of educating the German youth and the spirit of national socialism. 10 years old have to be enter into the junk walk. A 14 years to be joined the youth Nazi organization, Hitler Youth name. And then the Lord to the worship, glorify the agitation, violence, and condemn the democracy, hate Jews, communists, gypsy, and categorize the undesirable there. After the period of rigorous ideological and physical training, they joined the labor service, and usually the age of 18. And then they served the armed forces and entered into the Nazi organization. This was the life and the life span of the youth, what the Hitler decided. And the Youth League was a Nazi foundation in 1922. For the years later, he renamed the Hitler Youth. It's all called the Hitler Youth. And you need to be the youth movement under the Nazi control, and all other youth organizations were systematically dissolved and financially banned and finally banned. So it is the organizational and physical nourishment of the youth to be an integral part of Hitler uh, system of political order or Hitler uh, requirement. So finally, we will put it into the some subject matter, some content of the people's statement and their experiences. The all boys to believe that all boys to age of 6 to 10 were through as a permanently a training to Nazi ideology and they oath for to serve the Hitler. And what was the fate of the children to be 3 or 10 years old? They sent to the Hitler Youth as a training and military camp services, and finally to the labor force and labor houses until they have to not to reach to the death. So it was the fate of Hitler regime for the children. And next phase we'll consider what was the idea behind the women's and their motherhood uh, for the Hitler children in the Nazi Germany were repeatedly told the women are the radically different from the men and fight for the equal right to the men and women to be become a part of democratic struggle everywhere was wrong because it will destroy the society. It was the Hitler ideology. Women's are not to consider as equal as the male. This is the Hitler's viewpoint, and while the boys were taught to be aggressive, masculine, and steel-hearted, and at the same time the girls were told to be, have become a good mother and rear pure-blooded Aryan children. It means, according to the Hitler, the girls have only one existential uh, right or existential duty to be a good mother and rear the pure Aryan children. None other this. And the maintain to this purity and race and distant themselves from the so uh, who guided the women should make a distance from the Jews or gypsy or several undesirable to be a pure and to be rear a pure child and nourish the children to the Nazi values and he had to be a Aryan culture children. In the 1933, Hitler said that in the state the mothers are the most important citizens because the Nazi Germany will all mother have not to treated equally. Why? Because women who bore racially undesirable children were punished and those who have produced racially desirable children were awarded. It was highly disappointing that when they given the favored treatment in the hospitals were also entitled to the concession in the shop and theater ticket railway fares to encourage women to produce more children and the honor to be a cross has awarded a bronze cross to given the 4 children, silver for the 6 and gold for the 8 and the more. So it is encouragement for the women to breed more and more pure Aryan children for the sake of medals. All Aryan women are just deviated from the prescribed code of conduct were publicly condemned. Those women not to follow the conduct made by the Hitler were severely punished. Not only to punish those women, but also the matter of punishment for the whole family. Those who contact with Jews, Poles, and Russian were prescribed through the town and to be just a black face and you know that there was to be maintained a contact with Jews and Poles and Russian where paraded through a town and saved heads. और उनको पूरे शहर में घुमाते थे, उनके सर मोड़ दिए जाते थे। एंड ब्लैक फेस, चेहरे पर काली पोत दी जाती थी, काला रंग, और फिर प्ले कार्ड, गर्दन में एक प्ले कार्ड लटका दिया जाए अराउंड नेक, और उस पर लिखा होता था इट वाज आई हैव सॉलिड द ऑनर ऑफ द नेशन, मैंने राष्ट्र के सम्मान को क्षति पहुंचाई या गाली दी है। रिसीव द जेल सेंटेंस एंड लॉस्ट द सिविक ऑनर, और नागरिक सम्मान से छीन ली जाती थी, जेल भेज जाती थी। नॉट ओनली देम फॉर एज वेल एज द हस्बैंड एंड द फैमिली मेंबर्स एज ए क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस। It means it was not the offense made by the individual, it is the offense to be set for the whole family. And next phase, the art of propaganda. Hitler and his party was highly structured and designed an organized systematic way of propagating their idea and their actions. Nazi regime used language and media with very care and often as a great effect, because the term they just coined to describe their various practices are not very despective, because they are very chilling also, because they are not directly said to whatever they are going to do, because the word kill they use officially in official communication as a mass killing, as a special treatment, final solution, and to be disables called euthanasia program, selection and disinfection program, evacuation deporting to the gas chamber. So do you know what gas chamber to be were called? They called defection areas. It means जहाँ पे उनके शरीर से बीमारी दूर की जाती है, जैसे किसी को इन्फेक्शन हो गया उसको दूर कर दिया थी, तो उस तरह से उन्होंने नाम दे रखा था। देवर जस्ट बाथरूम इक्विपमेंट वेयर फेक शावर हेड्स टू बी इंस्टॉल्ड। उन्होंने उन सब जगहों पर नकली शावर और बाथरूम जैसे बना रखे ताकि आप बाहर से कोई पिक्चर वगैरह ले तो लगे कि अच्छा जी तो डिफेक्शन एरिया है, बट दे आर रियली द गैस चैम्बर एरिया वेयर द पीपल टू बी पुट इन द गैस चैम्बर एंड जस्ट ओपन द गैस and to be rest for the death. The media was carefully used to win support of the regime and popularize its worldview. Nazi idea was spread through visual images, film, radio, poster and slogan, leaflets, इस सब के माध्यम से फैलाया जाता था। And in the posters, the group identified as the enemy of German were stereotyped. बार बार उनको दुश्मन के रूप में मॉक टू अब्यूज डिस्क्राइब एज एविल, उनको बुराई का एक प्रतीक के रूप में डिस्क्राइब करें। मूवीज में सारे के सारे इनेमीज, सारे के सारे विलेंस जो है वो उन्हीं कम्युनिटी से ग्रुप में दर्शाए। टू बी डिपिक्ट एज लिटरेरी एंड फिजिकली एज इनेमी एंड अनडिजायरेबल एंड वे आर अटैक टू एज ये मेलेसियस फॉरेन एजेंट्स के रूप में उनके ऊपर हमला करना कि ये सब जो है विदेशी हैं जो उनके सपोर्ट में आए। प्रोपेगेंडा फिल्म चलाई गई, द क्रिएट हैटेड फॉर द ज्यूज। मोस्ट इनफेमस फिल्म वाज कॉल्ड इटर्नल ज्यू। It was a propagative movie made by the Germans Nazi to defame and to spread hatred against the Jews. Orthodox Jews were stereotyped or marked, और Jews के बारे में एक गलत धारणा लोगों के मन में बैठाई। And we will flowing to a beard as a wearing as a just काफ्टेंस, एक बड़े काफ्टेंस मतलब कि गर्दन से लेकर घुटने तक बड़े जैकेट पहनते हैं। रिजनली इट वाज ए डिफरेंट और डिस्टिंग्विश जर्मन ज्यूज एंड जस्ट आउटवर्ड अपीयरेंस बिकॉज ऑफ द माइटी एसमल्ड कम्युनिटी, जबकि वो ऐसे नहीं थे, बाकी सारे समुदाय की तरह से ही रहते थे। एंड दे वेयर बिकॉज दे वेर हाईली assimilated community, they have not very distinctive, very different kind of designer clothes, different kind of way of living. No, they are just like other Germans, they dressed like other Germans, but Hitler have depicted portrayed in the people just like that they are very different kind of peoples. They are very very differently. This picture was showing a Zeus person who is addressing to be and sit on the gold bag bundle, uh, because they want to be just describe that these peoples are so rich and they exploiting the poor Germans. So they were referred to be the वर्मिन. वर्मिन मतलब जैसे कीड़े हैं, रोडेंट, पेस्ट हैं, इनको ये जो है कीचुए कीड़े और कीट हैं जो इनको समाप्त किया जाना चाहिए. सो द मूवमेंट वाज टू बी कंपेयर विद रिड्यूस द रोडेंट्स. मतलब कि अगर कहीं पे कीड़े मकोड़े मारने की जो कोई ऑपरेशन चला जाता है, ये तो वैसे ही ऑपरेशन है कि कीड़े मकोड़े इनको साफ किया जाए. And mind to the people that trap that their solution turned their hatred anger those marked as undesirable. और इस तरह से प्रोग्राम चलाए जाते थे ताकि लोग उनसे नफरत करने लगे और जेन्युइनली उनको सोसाइटी से पूरी तरह से अलग थलग कर दे, उनको सोशल बायकॉट कर दें. डिफरेंट सेक्शन ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन एंड दे शाउट टू देयर सपोर्ट बाय सजेस्टिंग देयर नाजी स्लोगन दैट कुड बी सॉल्व ऑल देयर प्रॉब्लम. और ताकि लोग आंख मूंद कर उसकी बातों को समर्थन करें और उनको एक बिना अनइंटरप्टेड सपोर्ट पब्लिक से मिलता रहे. एक इट वाज अ पॉम्पलेट मेड बाय द हिटलर that what it was the message given for the farmers of Germany, that German farmer you have to stand for the danger against the Americans capitalism and Marxist Bolshevism. Both are the generation and both are made by the Jewish thought. So we have to be aware for them and support the Hitler, the National Socialism. It was the ideology Hitler depicted that my socialism, my ideology of political structure, political establishment is called the National Socialism. So it was the Hitler's propaganda to get support of the people and the peasants from the Germany. So that it is the conclusion of this portion. I will meet the next person in terms of next consent of